and to our prosperity and posterity. That is the preamble of the Constitution that President Biden and I swore an oath to uphold and defend. And that is the enduring promise of
So
the
I'm
United
looking at her.
States
I tried to do this already once. It didn't work. Excellent connection, and then it sticks. You know what? I think this might be full of
introduce
crap.
a public servant
I went and got juice, so I wasn't really listening to anything she said. She's got the worst voice ever, but I'm looking at these two, and I'm like, okay, are there actual people who really like them? I'm not talking about their family or their dogs. I mean,
President Joe Biden.
I know people voted for them because they wanted them instead of the other guy. But did they actually does anybody actually like Kamala Harris and Joe Biden? Do people like them? Yeah, this thing's still sticking. Like I said, I was supposed to be uploading a different video, and I decided I was going to react to this, but it's not working right now. The will of the people was under assault. I gotta get salt. It might snow. Well, it's supposed to snow. And I'm gonna get salt. Let me make a shopping list. Ooh. Actually, this other side can be the list. I like to recycle my pieces of paper. Oh, the people endured.
President had not just lost an election, he tried to prevent the peaceful transfer of power as a violent mob reached the
Oh, violent mob. This is like I said, I was learning how to use the webcam. And I came home, I'd gone out. It was afternoon. I came in. And I was like, alright, let me try to live stream. This might be the end of the world. It's very exciting. I should go back and watch that. I should react to my reaction from a year ago of what was happening live. I thought they were actually shooting people. I thought they were actually like taking Congress people hostage and stuff. It sounded like it, but then
above us, over that door leading into the rotunda, is a sculpture depicting Cleo, the muse of history.
Miss Cleo, call me now!
An open book.
I didn't know they had a sculpture of her. She had died, so it makes sense that they would have had a tribute to her there.
1 year ago today,
Okay, so I need salt.
she has for more than 200 years.
Yep.
She recorded what took place. The real history. The real
Bread.
the real truth.
Do I need butter? I don't think I do.
That Vice President Harris just shared.
I was thinking of getting cheese because she said my cholesterol was high.
Saw with our
And I haven't been eating cheese at all, so I was thinking maybe I should
The Bible tells us that
write down
we shall
cheese.
know the truth, and the truth shall make us free. We shall know the truth. Well, here is the God's truth about January 6, 2021. Close your eyes. Go back to that day. What do you see?
I see Johnny Carson with a funny hat and an envelope up to his head.
Time inside this Capitol. Confederate flag that symbolized the cause to destroy America.
Eh,
Rip us apart. Even during the Civil War, that never, ever happened.
she's saying they were very successful.
2021. What else do you see? A mob breaking windows,
I saw people protesting
breaching the Capitol.
and doing a pretty good job of it.
Being used as
And the Capitol having no security at all, which made so little sense.
a crowd that professes their love for law enforcement assaulted those police officers.
I mean, if we were really under attack, think about it, if we were really under attack from non-Americans,
140 police officers were injured.
we would have been taken over. Like one alien with a squirt gun
There that day,
could have like totally taken over this country.
one officer called it, quote, a medieval battle, and that he was more afraid that day than he was fighting the war in Iraq.
A medieval battle? How old is this guy?
That day, how dare anyone diminish, belittle, or deny the hell they were put through?
Or was it hell?
Ryan,
Come on, it was a thing.
Speaker of the House, literally erecting gallows to hang the Vice President of the United States of America. What did we not see? We didn't see a former president.
I mean, mosh pits and crowd stampedes are kind of equivalent to what happened.
Private dining room off the Oval Office in the White House, watching it all on television.
What was he supposed to do? Ride down there on his dragon?
This police for assault, lives at risk, nation's capital under siege. This wasn't a group of tourists. This was an armed insurrection. They weren't looking to uphold the will of the people. They were looking to deny the will of the people. They were looking to...
I said, I don't know what the will of the people was. They to me, the point that side made was to make such a mess of the election that you could never properly count all the ballots. That's why they did the mail-in thing. You could never do it right after all that mess. So there have always been absentee ballots, but the way they did it, just sending them to people, and they made a mess on purpose.
That's what great nations do.
And that's my opinion. No data. What are you talking about? No data.
They face up to it. Sounds like hyperbole, but that's the truth. They face up to it. We are a great nation.
Come on, this country buries the truth more than anybody before you even were close to becoming a president.
Tragically, there are lies. Lies conceived and
They lay it on so thick, it's like, who are you talking to?
power. We must be absolutely clear about what is true and what is a lie. And here's the truth.
Let's hear it again.
The former President of the United States of America
Who's
has
peeking?
created, spread
Somebody's
a web of lies
peeking from behind.
about the 2020 election. He's done so because he values power,
I miss President Trump.
because he sees his own interest as more important than his country's interest, than America's interest. And because his bruised ego matters more to him than our democracy or our Constitution.
So that's the point of this commemoration, to trash talk President Trump.
93 United States senators, his own attorney general, his own vice president.
He's not running for president, or is he? Is Joe Biden this part of a counter campaign towards an eventual presidential run by former President Trump? Is that what they're doing?
He has done what no president
Is this stopped? Is it no longer going?
this country has ever done. He refused to accept the results of
As
the
I said,
election.
no thingy, but it's going, as far as I can tell.
While some courageous men and women in the Republican Party are standing against it, trying to uphold the principle of that party, too many others are transforming that party
What else
into
do I need?
something else. They seem no longer to want to be the party of Lincoln, Eisenhower, Reagan, the Bushes. But whatever my other disagreements are with Republicans who support the rule of law and not the rule of a single man, I will always seek to work together with them to find shared solutions where possible. Because if we have a shared belief in democracy, then anything is possible. Anything.
Anything is possible. You must be a big Debbie Gibson fan.
What kind of nation are we going to be?
A divided nation, that's what your side wanted, ding dong.
Political violence as a norm? Are we going to be a nation where we allow partisan election officials to overturn?
What you have is a nation of people who are really suffering and having a hard time. Now they're talking about stimulus checks
Are we going to be a nation
for businesses again, because they're going to close down businesses again. Meanwhile, people are suffering and they ignore the people. They ignore the will of the people. The people want to be free, they want to be easy, they want to live good lives, they want to hang around with their friends, they don't want to be divided, they don't want to be fighting all the time, they don't want to be thinking about the next election the minute the last one is over. They just want to live their lives and be happy and peaceful and think their family is safe.
fear his wrath?
They don't want all this garbage all the time.
Actually took place
That's the will of the people. But the people,
February 3rd,
don't run the TV stations, they don't run the government, they have so little say in any of this. The crap, the dogma that we're all hearing every day and having to deal with every day. He's scared enough people that they're scared all the time. They're running around like chickens with their heads cut off trying to get tests and everything else. Most people just want to feel okay, like tomorrow's going to be all right. And if there's not all right, but okay, like everything's going to be fine. Okay? And they won't let people think that, because all they're doing is constantly spreading fear that the other guy is going to ruin your life and make you unsafe and make you die, and you're going to give you germs and everybody's going to breathe on you and you're going to die and die again and then die some more. And you have to be afraid of that. So make sure you hate the other, because they're trying to kill you with, their unwillingness to get vaccinated and all that other crap.
Over 150 million Americans went to the polls and voted that day. In a pandemic, some at great risk to their lives. They should be applauded, not attacked.
People voted at great risks to their lives? Who's that?
State after state, new laws are being written, not to protect the vote, but to deny it. Not only to suppress the vote, but to subvert it. Not to strengthen and protect our democracy, but because the former president lost, instead of looking at the election results from 2020 and saying they need new ideas or better ideas to win more votes, the former president and his supporters have decided the only way for them to win is to suppress your vote.
He's talking about me.
It's wrong. It's undemocratic. And frankly,
I have said everything I have. I have said my opinion. I have said my thoughts for a freaking year.
being told by the former president,
I want everybody to be free. I want everybody to say their piece. I want everybody to be able to vote freely. I want everybody to be what America is supposed to be.
no election in American history
As a Trump supporter, I want everybody to be free. I want everybody to be happy. If people want to get gay married, go ahead. Anybody who wants to do anything that doesn't hurt anybody else, go right ahead.
that could have been
I think everybody should be taken care of.
and was rejected.
Not what's happened to all of us for the past 2 years.
Public appointed
The
judges,
fear-mongering.
including judges appointed by the former president himself, from state court to the United States Supreme Court.
You can look at my videos. You can see how I talk. You can see the things I say. If you think I'm a horrible piece of shit, racist, whatever thing that they're always painting us as,
One recount by hand. Phony partisan audits were undertaken.
go ahead. Think what you want about me. I really don't care.
None changed the results. And in some of them, the irony is the margin of victory actually grew slightly. So let's speak plainly about what happened in 2020. Even before the first ballot was cast, the former president was preemptively sowing doubt about the election results. He built his lie over months.
Here's the things you have to understand about me,
He was just looking
and I think everybody else who voted for President Trump. We are intelligent people. We had our own opinions before. What people do not, what the left refuses to acknowledge or understand about President Trump is when he was campaigning, when he was going all over the country, he was getting the opinions of the people and he was saying it back to them. So if people had said, oh, we all want chocolate sundaes, he would have said, I'm going to give every American chocolate sundaes. Do you know what I'm saying? He wasn't putting ideas into people's heads. The people were putting ideas into his head. When he said, build a wall, that's because people had been saying for a long time, they ought to build a wall. He didn't come up with that.
to make his case.
And he didn't plant all the things that are supposed to be evil about him in people's heads.
And his supporters.
People had their own views, and then he shared them or said he shared them. And that's why people chose him. Not because they were mindless zombies who were looking for somebody to tell them what to think. That's not what we do on this side, which unfortunately I never wanted to be on a side, but I was forced onto one by that other side, pushing the rest of us who didn't march in lockstep away.
Then we went down the line. Governors, senators, House representatives. Somehow those results are accurate on the same ballot. But the presidential race was flawed. And on the same ballot, the same voters. The only difference, the former president didn't lose those races. He just lost.
Your name is not on your ballot. Your name is on the envelope.
Big lie being told by a former president's supporters. That the mob who sought to impose their will through violence.
There's no way of tracing ballots. You can trace envelopes.
Is that what you thought? You looked at the
Nobody
mob
signs
ransacking
ballot.
the Capitol, destroying property, literally defecating in the hallways, rifling through the desks of senators and representatives, hunting down members of Congress.
Who got hunted down? Please tell me somebody got hunted down and I missed it. I've been watching the news for a straight year. Tell me who was hunted down. Who was hunted down?
Their vote, the ballot box. The election workers who protected the integrity of the vote. And the heroes who defended this Capitol. You can't love your country only when you win. You can't obey the law only when it's convenient. You can't be patriotic when you embrace and enable lies.
So all the people who smoked pot when it was illegal were disobeying the law because it wasn't convenient. There are people, I mean, there's still places, I'm sure, that have rules that certain kinds of people can't get married. Maybe not even gay people, something else. There are people jaywalking all the time. Because it's inconvenient not to. Jesus, what is this about?
Their plot was foiled. Congress of Democrats and Republicans stayed.
Does anybody actually like him?
They finished their work the Constitution
Now,
demanded.
I don't know about what they were thinking the day they voted, but does anybody actually like President Joe Biden?
And domestic.
Does anybody like him?
Now it's up to all of us to weed the
Is anybody proud to have him as their president? Not in contrast to somebody else. Just out of all the people in the United States, all the American citizens there are, they're really proud that this guy is their president. Are there people who are really, really proud of the job he's done?
over the sanctity of democracy. Fear over hope. Personal gain over public good. Make no mistake about it. We're living at an inflection point in history.
None of this is not a speech like let's all be friends. They always pretend that's what they're going to do.
Between democracy and autocracy.
And then
Between the aspirations
they come out with the rhetoric and the pointy fingers, and the Trump supporters are like this and that.
and the people's right of self-determination. And self-seeking autocrat. From China to Russia and
What?
beyond, they're betting that democracy's days are numbered. They've actually told me democracy is too slow
Of course China's betting on democracy's days being numbered.
to succeed in today's rapidly changing
Look what they
complicated
put in place.
and they're betting. They're betting America will become more like
Oh, they told you.
and less like us. They're betting in America's a place for the autocrat.
He got off the phone with them, telling them how they're betting on democracy failing right after he got off the phone with all his girlfriends in the Niagara Falls area.
And that is not who we should ever be. Our founding fathers, as imperfect as they were,
As imperfect. Oh, our founding fathers. You know those guys, those sucky guys that we have to keep tearing down all their statues. Those bitches.
here in America,
You know what?
the people,
Don't bring them up if you're gonna have to trash them in the same breath.
power would be transferred peacefully, never at the tip of a spear or the barrel of a gun. They committed paper an idea that they couldn't live up to, but an idea that couldn't be constrained.
They committed to paper an idea that they couldn't live up to. Wow.
Our creative
He's just trashing everybody.
rejected you.
He's trashing everybody who isn't him.
Succeed, I fail. If you get ahead, I fall behind. If I hold you down, I somehow lift myself up. former president.
This is a horrible speech. I don't care if you like it. This is speech just.
This capital could not be
What is this
further
for?
away from the core
Yeah, okay, you don't like President Trump, blah blah blah. What? You don't like the forefathers, you know?
Ruin what our country fought for at Lexington and Concord, at Gettysburg and Omaha Beach, Seneca Falls, Selma, Alabama. What? And what we were fighting for? The right to vote, the right to govern ourselves,
Mhm.
the right to
Well, I don't think we do that anymore. I'll never trust another vote again.
with rights come responsibilities.
I'll do it, but I won't trust it.
Responsibility to see each other as neighbors. Maybe we disagree with that neighbor, but they're not an adversary. Responsibility to accept defeat. Then get back in the arena and try again the next time to make your case. Responsibility to see that America is an idea. An idea requires vigilant stewardship. As we stand here today, 1 year since January 6, 2021, the lies that drove the anger and madness we saw in this place, they have not abated. So we have to be firm, resolute, and unyielding in our defense of the right to vote, to have that vote counted. Some have already made the ultimate sacrifice in this sacred effort. Jill and I have warned police officers in this Capitol Rotunda not once but twice.
They said that people in Afghanistan are selling their kids.
Officer Brian Sicknick, who lost his life the day after the attack, and the second time to honor Officer Billy Evans, who lost his life defending this Capitol as well.
Didn't one of them have a heart
Think
attack?
about the
Wasn't that
others
it?
who lost their lives and were injured, and everyone living with the trauma of that day. Those defending this Capitol, to members of Congress in both parties, and their staff, to reporters, cafeteria workers, custodial workers.
Cafeteria workers. There's a cafeteria?
Don't kid yourself. The pain and scars from that day run deep.
Honestly, I'm bored. I'm gonna go.
Said it many times.
I'm going to the grocery store. I can't even write my list, this guy.
For real.
Driving me crazy.
Events